And he's trying to get one more out to be on top of the world. Out towards shortstop on one hop. Gregorius has it across the diamond in time. The first complete game shutout in 9 innings for Aaron Nola. He was fantastic today. 10 strikeouts as the Phillies win it 2-0, and they take the series from the Cardinals.
On top of the world, indeed, was Aaron Nola yesterday afternoon, as Tom McCarthy talked about it on Phillies television. Aaron joins us this afternoon, not even 24 hours after the accomplishment. Hey, 10 punch-outs just 'cause, Aaron, just for show. Congratulations on the great day yesterday.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, at what point did you smell the finish line? And what point did you think, you know, I'm going to finish what I started here today?
I don't know. Honestly, later in the game, it felt kind of quick. After the 7th inning, it felt kind of like it was going pretty smoothly. I think later in the game, the key was early outs. This guy kind of early pop-ups, early ground balls, and I felt like I was getting an 0-2 count a good bit. So it helped a lot.
Aaron, this is Pedro. Congratulations on your first shutout in the big leagues. And is that the easiest game you have ever pitched? Because it looks to me like you were just having fun and not even, it looked effortless. That's how it looked. It was that easy for you?
Maybe it looked it, but it wasn't. I mean, I guess it wasn't that cold. It wasn't that hot. So I felt like it didn't sweat that much. So I felt I wasn't really gassed at all. I didn't think my pitch count was too high. Like I said, the early outs and getting ahead in the count, especially later on in the game, helped out a lot. But I think throwing all my pitches for strikes as the game went on, I think that's kind of what let me breeze a little bit more throughout the game.
Aaron, you've been known for being very even-keeled on the mound. Sometimes if you're giving up some goods, you don't look like it. When you're pitching well, it just seems to be even-keel. But there was something about those handshakes after the game was over. Was there a little part of you right there with a big sigh of relief saying, okay, I got that one out of the way, and now we can keep going?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time coming. I feel like I've sniffed the 9th inning in my career several times, but it's crazy. I hadn't even pitched in the 9th inning. Of all my starts I've had so far. But it's obviously relieving. But I think most importantly, we got a series win out of that, and which was huge from the Cardinals kind of beating us into the ground the night before. So to me, that was the most important.
Aaron, I want to ask you about your exchanges with your catcher, with JT yesterday. You would guess, as fans would guess, that when you pitch a 2-hit complete game shutout, you don't shake very often. Did you shake him at all yesterday? And did you guys have any conversations between innings that you can share with us?
I shook a couple times. We were pretty much on the same page all game. I think before the game, I kind of just told him, hey, let's get back to staying down in the zone and getting ahead in the counts. And I feel like I did that for the most part. And, yeah, I think I only shook him twice, 2 or 3 times. That's about it.
Aaron, I know that once you pitch a great game like that, you're planning on probably doing the same thing, at least for the next few outings. What do you take from this game to implement to the future of your next starts?
Pedro, I think just to really focus in on the throwing sessions this coming week leading up to the next start, and really trying to stay on top of the ball and staying back in my delivery. I think prior to the start yesterday against the Mets, I think I was leaking out too much, and my arm was not able to catch up, and balls were getting away from me and running a lot of arm side, and my curveball was hanging a lot, and my changeup wasn't really down in the zone like it usually is. So I think just staying into my delivery and staying compact, I think I'm just going to keep on focusing on that. And when I do that, I feel like I can throw all 3 of my pitches for strikes and quality strikes in and out of the zone.
Now, Aaron, when you said about JT, you shook him maybe twice, you were on the same page. How much of the game plan are you in control of once you take the mound? So if something does go a little bit awry, when is it that you put your foot into the door and say, you know what, I'm taking control of this because I'm going to change some things up?
Well, I think the bullpen, obviously, I mean, you hear the talk, it's a good bullpen, you're not going to be going to the mound and vice versa, but I had both of that. And I usually just try to focus on my delivery as much as possible and being on top of the baseball. But, I mean, I think having JT behind the plate where he can see everything, obviously, and inform me on what I'm doing, if I'm getting too out in front of myself or not. And then obviously pitch sequences. So we talk about that during the game and when I'm on the mound. So he helps out a lot. Obviously, you go in with a game plan every time, but things change. And sometimes you have one pitch, two pitches, or all three pitches. But things constantly change. So I think that's where a good catcher like JT comes into play to kind of remind the pitcher what he's doing and what he's not doing.
Aaron, you've been a favorite of ours for a long time, and we're going to share some video with everybody that will kind of paint a deeper picture as to why you're even a bigger favorite now. Off-day running. Okay. Wow, what are you, a guy from the 1980s or something? You're doing running in the off days? Guys don't do this as much anymore. Who do you think you are, Max Scherzer? Tell us about it.
Oh, I mean, you got to run. Yeah, you got to run. That's yeah, we always. I think it's important. It's important to run to get your condition and your workouts, your arm care in between these starts to stay healthy. I mean, that's what it's all about for me. To stay healthy and make 30+ starts every year. I mean, if you do that, then things are gonna mesh in together.
I'm very happy to see that you guys run, because I was a runner when I was pitching, especially there in Philly. And as you get older, you try to kind of keep your body in shape. Yeah, but it must have been a lot easier to run today. You didn't even break a sweat yesterday. And that running after a great game like that, it must feel really, really good.
You know how it is. It's easier to run after a better game than a not so good game. But I mean, I've learned a lot coming up to this point. Good games, bad games, I still got to do it. It's a lot easier for me nowadays to flush a bad start than it used to be early on in my career. Sometimes it used to be hard to come to the field and work out and run and train to stay healthy when nothing's working on the mound. But you just got to stay with the process, and that's kind of what I always usually focus on every year, every start. Just stay with the process and don't really change things that you know it's going to work, because eventually they're gonna come together.
Well, Aaron, way to go, man. Congrats again on a terrific day for you, for the Phillies. I know it's happy. Everybody's happy to be back home for a homestand again. And thanks for taking some time with us.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.